We've got the Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid in melting copper.
Have they fixed the transmission?
Ooh. Hold on, Zach, I got it in sport mode.
I know. I saw you put it in sport mode.
That's pretty good, actually.
All right,
That's not bad for
we
power.
have a lot of opinions on the updates, continual updates they've been doing. So what we're going to talk about with this video is this model, the PHEV. What's under the hood?
A 2.5-liter four-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic transmission. It gets a combined 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. This model has a 17.8 kilowatt-hour battery and gets 42 kilometers, 26 miles of range.
When it is fully charged and a full tank of fuel, you can get 789 kilometers or 490 miles of range. Premium fuel is recommended.
This comes standard with rear-biased all-wheel drive.
All right, let's get into the key standard features.
The base trim comes with a 12.3-inch digital driver display, a 10.25-inch display screen, wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto, an 8-speaker Mazda Harmonic Acoustics system, heated front seats, 10-way power driver's seat with lumbar support, 4-way power passenger seat, leatherette upholstery, a heated steering wheel, a moonroof, and a power liftgate.
So if you're not aware, the CX-70 is based on the CX-90. That's a 3-row SUV from Mazda. They take that and they take out the 3rd row. They change the front and rear end to make it look a little sportier. They add dark elements to the outside, and that's how you get a CX-70. The size of the vehicle's relatively the same, and we've had the same feedback on both models that the driving, especially the transmission, has not gone swimmingly out of the gate.
Well, it offers a bit of a clunky transmission, so it's not so smooth, and we do find at slower speeds that it takes some time to get going. There's definitely a delay. However, with the software updates that Mazda has done over the past year and a half, it is better. I do see a noticeable improvement. So you've got to try it yourself and make sure that you're okay with it.
When you're at speed, I think it's fine. You're just cruising along. You have to change down gears or up gears. It's fine. It's often on stop-start. It can stumble at times, but they're definitely working on it. And it is, every time we drive one, it is improved over the last one. So that's a good thing.
And interestingly enough, off the top, when I accelerated quickly, there wasn't that lag. But you just don't know when it's going to come. It's not as consistent as it should be.
Now the good news is, Andrea read it off the top, the numbers for this PHEV, when you combine the electrification and the turbo 4-cylinder, it's got a lot of jump, and you can feel that as well. So when it does all kick in, it's a rewarding experience.
What this lacks is the range. It may work for some people, it may not for others. It's not a lot. 42 kilometers, 26 miles. This is a big vehicle. You eat into that quickly. If you're somebody that does maybe just a little bit of mileage each day, this plug-in hybrid would definitely benefit you if you can stay in pure EV mode most of the time. But you have to remember, if you're driving it in hybrid mode, you're carrying around a larger battery, a battery that's larger than a regular hybrid.
Okay, you look at these things though as averaging down your overall fuel cost. So even if you did twice the range, at least on the way to work, you'd be using EV, and on the way back it would be hybrid, but you're averaging down your fuel costs. That's the goal.
Comparing this to other larger 5-passenger vehicles, like let's just say something like the Passport, even though it offers a V6, this steering is quite heavy in comparison. The Passport is very light. Now, maneuverability and turning radius is still good on this model, but it definitely will take more effort as well. The suspension is firmer. What you'll find with the Passport Trail Sport is that it actually offers quite a soft suspension.
That's the trait of the brand though. all of the vehicles we drive, the SUVs anyway from Mazda, they all have heavier steering, more taut suspension. That's the envelope they work in intentionally, but it's not for everybody. Okay, so you already put it in Sport, but what else can we put it in?
Well, you got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, a couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
And the summer sale, well, there's just weeks left, really. So if you want to take advantage of the free subscriptions, pound on the subscribe, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Pound on the throttle, Andrea. Let's see what this thing's got. Okay, so it dropped gears quickly.
Yeah.
I can clearly remember the very first time we drove this PHEV and we did a maneuver just like that. We were driving across the Bay Bridge in San Francisco and it was like 1,000, 1,000, and then it dropped the gears. That's a big improvement.
Yeah, big improvement. I just feel like everything is coming together better now on this. I'm happy with the improvements. I'm glad that Mazda's been working on it. It needed it, that's for sure. Now, this is based on Mazda's large platform, so it's really got this nice wide planted stance to it. I like the look of the CX-70. Some people complain saying, it looks too much like the CX-90, which it does, but that's what Mazda's done with it.
It's basically a CX-90 without the third row. So the differences are the front openings are bigger at the bottom and they're all blacked out. And then you get a slightly different bumper. The wheelbase is exactly the same. The footprint of the vehicle is the same. But we'll show you in a moment the rear cargo area. It is absolutely mammoth. So if you put a premium on cargo space, this might be your girl. All right, so what about the standard features on the outside?
Yeah, this comes standard with LED headlamps, LED rear combination lamps, standard 19-inch wheels, available 21-inch. Now in the US, 21-inch wheels are actually standard. This gets 8.1 inches of ground clearance, and there's only a couple trim offerings. When we get to the price, you're going to see that the US price and the Canadian price are very close.
And we're buying with Canuck bucks.
Yeah.
Go figure. Now, Mazda recently unveiled the new CX-5, and it has a big screen and no buttons, and the internet is losing its mind over this change. So this is really a nice sweet spot. You've still got the control wheel that they've had for many years in their products, plus a full array of switches and buttons. This is going to speak to a lot of people that like that.
Mazda makes a beautiful interior. Upscale materials are being used. I like all of the stitching in here. I actually don't mind the black interior with this melting copper exterior, and then they've carried it through with the stitching. It's very pretty. One thing I'm a little bit disappointed in with the CX-70 is that this gets the 10.25 inch screen with no available 12.3 inch touchscreen that you get in the CX-90. The other thing is the base model comes standard with wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto.
What year is it?
I know.
And like you think about wired Apple and Android, it's not 2020, it's 2025. Come on.
Now wireless is available on the top trim, but you see Toyota with the Corolla Cross coming standard with wireless.
I bet you it's even the Corolla has it.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mess in that area. I think they should add it as standard equipment. Now you can use this screen as a touchscreen when it's paired to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You just have to go into the settings on the screen to make sure that you are allowing it.
Okay, so on the inside, it's beautifully put together. Like you see this sort of mesh looking metal feel on the center console. There's no shiny hard plastic in here. It's matte and polished and upscale. Granted, this is the most expensive one. They always send us the nicest one, Andrea. But we've seen other ones, and you know, they're a little simpler on the inside, but it's not filled with hard, shiny plastic.
And the cabin feels very open. Visibility is excellent. It's easy to get in and out of the vehicle. I get the appeal of it for sure. You also have a height adjustment on the passenger seat, which I really like. As for storage, this isn't too bad, but it's not very deep. So keep that in mind. And then the door pockets, they're pretty good. You can fit probably a couple water bottles in there.
So pano roof, Mazda was very late to the party with adding pano roofs to their vehicles, and this one has it.
This comes standard with leatherette upholstery, available Napa leather in a variety of colors, which is nice. And Amazon Alexa is available in Canada, but in the US it's standard.
Other available features include a 360 view monitor, a wireless charger, a 12-speaker Bose audio system, driver's seat memory, 8-way power passenger seat, ventilated front seats, a panoramic sunroof, heated rear seats, hands-free power liftgate, and front and rear parking sensors. Well, this is why you're here. All of the space. Here's me getting in the second row. As we mentioned, based on the CX-90, you get a lot of legroom, good headroom. The seats even slide forward so you can get even more space in the cargo area. How does it stack up?
The CX-70 offers 41.7 inches of front row legroom and 39.4 inches of second row legroom.
If you want a vehicle with a huge, and I mean huge cargo area, this might be the one. Even with the seats in their furthest aft position, there is a ton of space. You gotta dig a little, lift up the floor, lift up another floor, but there it is. It's the temporary spare tire.
Space behind the second row is 39.6 cubic feet, and overall cargo space 75.3 cubic feet. Now, initially when we first saw the CX-70, you commented on the cup holders that were in the cargo area. Mazda has eliminated that, and it's more of a tray now, so it is different than the CX-90.
Barely. Well, the third rows are missing. That's the main one. Okay, we're going to get into your questions, which are always fantastic.
Yes.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
I own a 2022 CX-5. I would like to have something bigger with more power. Should I go for this model, or should I wait for the new 2026 CX-5? Or do you recommend the 2026 VW Tiguan?
Well, the new CX-5 that's coming out next year is going to have the same engine as the current model, and it's bigger.
Non-turbo only, though.
Yeah, so if you add more weight and it's a bigger vehicle with the same engine, it should be slower. Volkswagen is going to have almost 270 horsepower with their turbo model, which we're going to be driving soon. So, yeah, that's quite a compelling story, that car.
Okay, so a couple things. First off, a hybrid is coming for the CX-5, but it'll be a year later. So we're looking at 2027. I assume it will be the one that will have more power, especially if Mazda is going with the non-turbo 2.5 liter on the new CX-5 only, no turbocharged. As for the Tiguan, you just got to consider reliability. Volkswagen doesn't have a stellar reliability record, so think about that, but it is a great option.
This current model, hasn't been stellar either
Nope.
for the first year, so take it for what it's worth.
Does it still have the single clutch automatic transmission? Do you think Mazda will add a torque converter for a better feel in stop and go traffic?
I don't think they're going to change it. I mean, if they were going to change it, I think they would have, and they should have. And well, we joke around about it. They should have just called ZF and got their beautiful 8-speed that is compatible with plug-ins that they use, like from the X5, for example. But no, they're sticking with this.
Sticking with this, and as we said off the top, much improved versus when we drove it for the first time at the drive event. So it's not as clunky, the transmission, anymore.
At times.
But it still has that delay, but smoother. So you've really got to try it and make sure that you like it.
Hey, if you want to get a question in for a future episode, make sure to follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to also see what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
Are those seats finally more comfortable? Actually, they are more comfortable. It probably, out of all the Mazda seats that I've been in, these are probably the most comfortable.
I think you're referring to the CX-5 and the CX-50 seats, which we're not huge fans of, except for the cloth ones seem softer. This is a different seat because bigger vehicle. And Andrea's right, they're more comfy. And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
These PHEVs don't work like my RAV4 Prime and run only in hybrid mode after the battery is empty. My RAV4 gives me 4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 4.5 on the highway from North Van to Langley.
Okay, the drive this person's talking about is probably a 20-25 minute, mostly highway drive.
Yeah.
Not that taxing on any PHEV. You should be able to do most of it under pure electric power. But yeah, there's different systems at play. That uses an eCVT to go back to Toyota's already efficient hybrid system. This is a different system.
This is also a much bigger vehicle as well. So you're going to see a difference in fuel economy. But the big one is this has got an 8-speed automatic transmission, and that has an eCVT. So an eCVT always provides better fuel economy. And also remember, the battery doesn't fully deplete on any plug-in hybrid. It always has a little bit in reserve so that you can drive it in hybrid mode.
Okay, let's get into the vital stats of the CX-70.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. We're using MSRP. The base model starts at just over $58,500 and the top trim is just under $63,500. In the US, the base model starts at just under $54,500 and the top trim is just under $57,500.
Here's the fuel economy. This plug-in gets a combined 4.2 liters equivalent per 100 kilometers. That's 56 miles per gallon equivalent. When the battery is depleted, it's 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers or 24 miles per gallon in the city. That's 8.7 liters per 100 kilometers or 27 miles per gallon on the highway. To charge from 20 to 80% with a level 1 charge, it'll take 6.5 hours. To charge with a level 2, 1.5 hours. This PHEV can tow 3,500 pounds. In Canada, Mazda offers a warranty of 3 years with unlimited kilometers. In the United States, it's 3 years with 36,000 miles. It's surprising there are not a lot of 5-passenger mid-size SUVs to compare it to. Well, here's 4.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, 293 horsepower and a starting price of $63,000.
The Volkswagen Atlas Crossport with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 269 horsepower and a starting price of $53,000.
The Honda Passport with a 3.5-liter V6, 285 horsepower and a starting price over $60,000.
The Nissan Murano with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 241 horsepower and a starting price of almost $50,000.
So there are 4 5-passenger SUVs for you to consider.
Lightning round. 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I'm much happier with the improvements that Mazda has made on the CX-70.
I love the huge cargo area.
What we need is wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard equipment at this price.
Well, I think I said last time it's 90% there.
Yeah.
I think I've moved it up to 95. I think they're getting close, but still, there's some work to be done on this.
Yeah.
There it is. It's the CX-70 plug-in hybrid. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.